So it was the evening before the shoot. We knew we had to do these projects in one day. And despite having done 20 of these films in the past, I really didn't know if we could do it. Hi, I'm David. I'm a doc filmmaker, heavily biased in cars and automotive. I got my start with a platform called Petrolicious way back in 2015, and for the 2024 relaunch, well, I'm back. I'm a contributor again. Petrolicious became really well known in the classic car world for making films about cars and their owners. Short documentaries of 5 to 10 minutes that would just showcase the passion, the car driving, and get you into the world of the owner. These films were what made me fall in love with classic cars to begin with, and what ultimately got me an entry card into the world of car filmmaking. For the 2025 relaunch, it was a fairly basic premise. Take the old style, but put it into a new look. And because a lot of things have evolved in terms of quality and how I would approach such a project, I obviously didn't want to be a one-man band again and kind of hang out the back of vehicles. So that's where the whole challenge of this project arose. Despite there being basically no budget, my small crew of Mace, Phil, and I, we decided that if we were to do this, we wanted it to be the best we can possibly deliver. And that meant we would want to push the envelope. In order to maximize the quality, we decided that we would ditch the Sony setup that we used for the Porsche road trip events and instead go back to the setup that we used on our Panamericana project, which consists of Blackmagic cameras. But because we wanted to push it even further, we also decided to shoot it on vintage glass, the contact size of Mace. We bought a new rigging and gimbal camera with the Blackmagic Micro 4K G2, and we also custom built a brand new car rig and a camera car setup. To keep this project economical in any way, it was very clear that I would have to figure out a lot of problems along the way. So when we arrived that Sunday morning, most of the setup that we had was basically untested. We had done a little bit of tinkering the 2 days prior, and we had very little success in actually setting it up. But we knew that if we wanted to make this our very best work, we couldn't simply go back to the Sony and the ease and the convenience. We wanted this to be deliberate, so we had to suffer through the teething phase and the learning phase. We spent the entire morning filming the intro and then all the car driving scenes that we would use throughout the entire film. Luckily for us, the road was mostly empty and the parking lot we chose was absolutely clear and a perfect Halloween-style late autumnal day. Also, the road had all the leaves on it, which got us some really nice car-to-car shots. On the subject of car-to-car shots, I'm a little bit proud that those were our very first proper shots with the new car rig, and they turned out this good. After 5 or 6 hours, we had finished with the car stuff on a different portion of the parking lot, which allowed us different set of beauty shots, and then headed back to his place and got lunch. After which, we spent an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours looking for the right interview location and how we could set it up, because his space is so spread out, but so small in every single area that it's not immediately obvious where the key visual for the interview would be. We then spent about an hour, give or take, to actually do the interview, and after which we ran around and filmed the rest of the stuff. It's really hard to get all the coverage you need in a single day to then have enough in the edit, and especially if you don't really know what the day is going to bring. I roughly structured the day so that we could follow certain steps, and I committed. It's a really important part. You have to commit to a shot, and if you get a good shot, you're not in a narrative context and you don't have unlimited time. If you have a good shot and you decide to redo it, are you willing to sacrifice another shot for it that you might not get in the end of the day? And trust me, it's really painful if you have an edit and you're missing a shot. I'd much rather have a couple of shots that I'm happy with but not excited about than one that I'm excited about but I cannot fill the story. All in all, I think this is a film that turned out rather well, given it was our first try with the new setup. And we learned a lot of different lessons along the way, especially when it comes to taking your time or being deliberate, especially when using vintage glass and shooting raw. None of which is necessary for a YouTube output like this. I think that's it on the one day aspect. There's different things to this, like we have custom music underneath and the details of our rig or camera car, but it was our first. I think you should go out and watch it. Cheers and bye.